Hey guys, Toaster back with another Ace Tanker replay, this time in the WZ-120, and we are on, what's the name of this map? Ruinberg, and we are top tier, so we're going to go ahead and get it started. I decide I can't really play out in the field because my gun depression is 5 degrees, and so we're just going to push on up into what I call the Nook here. And we get kind of a lucky shot, but then I make a small error, and takes us a little bit of time to cross, but then we get a very lucky shot on that, what was that, Ascent 7-1, I think it was. And we just missed the T-92. The gun handling on this is insanely bad, which I've mentioned before. It's got quite a good turret. Against tier 9s, it's got a very good turret. And I'm watching the map, that's why I'm driving like a toad. So we've made it into the town. It looks like we've got the field pretty well. So I'm just attempting to make sure that that the city doesn't get overrun. And I noticed this Object 430 behind me, and we do end up kind of going after him, but because of the location of that wreck, there's a wreck in the way, and he's, well, I don't know if it's a wreck or if it's part of the map. I can't tell. Yeah, I think it's part of the map, basically. And so we're just taking shots at cupolas, and we are using gold rounds at this point, and there is a lot of gold usage in this. And part of the reason is because the tank itself is just so bad. Look at that aim time on a tier 9. So I just want to make sure that I don't get shot in the back, and we're just looking for a shot here. And we take a shot in the back of the turret, and it bounces, so that's good. So our T-10's in a very good position, and I don't know why that Chrysler pulled out sideways like that, but he pays the price. So I'm just waiting for this 140 to back up so I can hit his turret, and someone gets ammo racked. But I know that this guy is going to come around this corner. I didn't realize that he was going to come straight towards me. I don't really have the best reload, but it doesn't matter because he ignores me. So the game seems to be pretty well in hand as long as we don't YOLO in and lose it. And so we're going to go back into the city, I think, and try and fight here, because it seems like that's where the majority of their forces are. And I'm assuming this T-34-3 and the RU-251 are going to be able to distract them enough that we can get around there. Of course, that's not exactly what happens, but I noticed this 430 is all alone, and there are 4 guys around that corner. So I don't want him to die. So I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I will side scrape off of him. And because we're using heat rounds, it goes right through the upper plate. The heat rounds on this are pretty good. They're 330 or 340, I can't remember, but at any rate, we do take a hit, but that's kind of okay. And we're able to dispatch of the Super Pershing that decides he's going to go sideways. So I didn't see this guy fire, but apparently he had fired, so I was being careful for no reason. And our Object 430 kind of goes ham here, and we hit yet another shot on the move. Granted, it's not very far, but we do hit a shot on the move. So Here I'm aiming for the turret, and he wiggles, and he's able to bounce me off of his gun. So now that he's dead, I feel a little bit safer. But again, I cannot snapshot because I got an 11-second reload, and this thing is just awful in that regard. It's just got the worst gun handling. We get hit, so we take our time. And we can just pin this dude right through the turret. Watch this. Light tank thought he was going to sneak up on me. And so I was watching the map. I don't know who said the T-34-3 was horrible, but I got to say he did very well. So we're able to avoid a shot there, and I pull out before I'm reloaded like a donkey. And I didn't think there was any possible way that he was going to hit that, but he was loaded heat, and the angle at which that pin was insane. But anyway, that is the game. We ended up with 4,200 damage and 500 spotting, which isn't like super great in a tier 9, but this tier 9 is very hard to play, and I think I'm going to start playing it with more heat, even though I don't really like gold spamming, but boy, it really helps in this thing. And I hit probably 3 shots that were questionable on the move shots, and that doesn't happen very often. So that right there bumped up my total probably, 1,300 damage right there. So it took what would be a solid game and made it an excellent game. So let's go ahead and take a look at the after action report. Okay, here we are at the after action report. No real medals except for the ace tanker, which is great. 4,200 damage, 1,240 base XP, and we lost 37,000 credits, which is fine. I'm okay with that in that thing as long as I can get a decent game out of it. But the big thing is we shot 16 times, we hit 13, and we pinned 12 of the 13 shots, and that is really where the gold usage comes in on this thing, just because it is so wildly inaccurate. So I appreciate you guys watching. If you have any replays you'd like to send in, please do. My link is down below, or if you'd like to see me try and ace a tank, I'd be happy to try and do that for you, just to show you how to play it. There's a list down below of my current tanks, and we will catch you next time.